Questions for reflection. In our first reading, we continue to hear the account of the Lord's call and dealings with Abraham. He chose Abraham as a part of his loving plan for Israel, and indeed, his loving plan for the whole of humanity. He promises Abraham that he and his wife Sarah would have a son. Yet they were way beyond childbearing years. But the Lord does not find such a willingness to follow his commands among the residents of Sodom, and his wrath is turned against its inhabitants. It is in this encounter that we see another aspect of the character and faith of Abraham, which shows us why he was chosen by the Lord. Abraham intercedes for the residents of Sodom. This willingness to intercede for others with the Lord will also be found in the servant of the Lord, Moses, when, after the people of Israel had rejected God and fashioned idols which they worshiped, Moses intercedes and asks the Lord to forgive them, or even to punish him for their sin. That's in Exodus 32. This willingness to stand on behalf of others and intercede, even to be willing to take their sin upon yourself, is a sign of holiness. In fact, the Son of God, the incarnate Word of the Father, Jesus the Christ, took the sins of the whole world upon his own innocent shoulders. The Fathers of the Second Vatican Council reminded all of the faithful of what is called the universal call to holiness. Every Christian believer is called to cultivate this kind of godly character, the kind demonstrated by Abraham, whom the New Testament calls our father in the faith. How do we view those who have fallen? Do we have empathy for them? Do we intercede for them? The psalmist David, in our response, taken from Psalm 103, continues the theme for us in our readings for Holy Mass today, telling us, quote, "He forgives all your offenses, cures all your diseases. He redeems your life from the abyss, crowns you with faithful love and tenderness. Yahweh is tenderness and pity, slow to anger and rich in faithful love. His indignation does not last forever, nor his resentment remain for all time. He does not treat us as our sins deserve, nor repay us as befits our offenses." End quote. This kind of magnanimity, this charity, this generosity is the stuff of saints. How are we doing in our own progress in holiness? In chapter 8 of Matthew's Gospel, Jesus has demonstrated with the signs of the kingdom, cleansing a leper, healing the centurion's son, healing many at the house of Peter, who he was and who he is. He issues a call to would-be followers. But as we see from the excerpt in today's Gospel, they do not respond. They've placed other, even seemingly good things before God. What place does following Jesus hold in our own lives? Living as a Christian, a disciple, a follower, a student of Jesus, calls us to meet him in the real stuff of daily life. He's already there, walking before us and beckoning us to follow after him, and to put him first, not as an afterthought. When Jesus called his first disciples, the ones who became apostles, they quickly responded. These men, upon hearing the words, "Come, follow me," abandoned their nets, their jobs, and their father to follow him. They were ordinary fishermen who heard the Lord. They did not stay put when they heard that voice. They took the risk which lies at the heart of discipleship. They left their nets, their place of comfort and safety, and followed him on the adventure of faith. Jesus is calling us, you and me, to follow him right now. How will we respond?